Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, every time, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And today we've got yet another Wisconsin brewery on tap for all of you. So, and actually for us.
Yeah.
So, probably more so for us than for you, let's be real. All right, so we've got some stuff here today from a little brewery in Milwaukee called City Lights Brewing Company. So they actually opened back in May of 2017. And they're actually kind of in a cool little building over there.
Really nice spot.
It's the old Milwaukee Gaslight Company building, and it's very kind of unique. I've been on a brewery tour there. Kind of neat to kind of walk through and see this old building and how it was kind of used back in the day.
Yeah, awesome space. Big beer garden outside. They do have live music inside. It's right on the river. It's a great spot to go. It's a nice kind of spot. And it's a nice area because you're not too far from a couple other breweries. You're not from downtown, but you're not in the city, so it's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really nice spot. And we've got 3 beers we are going to try from them today, including one of their staples. Mm-hmm. So, Ross, why don't you get us started? What are we drinking first?
So first we're starting off with Beach Bum. So this is a hazy IPA. Comes in about 5.2%.
What did you say it was? It was a...
Oh, it's basically just a fruit cocktail with hops, is what it is.
I wasn't going to let you get away with not reading that.
And you'll see in a second when we say that. So it comes in an IBU of 15. So for an IPA, it's not going to be very bitter. And on paper, it's not supposed to be bitter. But from a fruit standpoint, it comes in with mango, lime, cherry, and lychee, which is really unique. And then from the hop standpoint, it's just a smorgasbord of hops. It says on the back, Josh, why don't you tell us what we got here?
Yeah, so the back is very descriptive. I think that's one unique thing with City Lights is that they do have pretty good descriptions of what is in these beers. So Matueka and Rakau in the Whirlpool lend notes of mango, lime, cherry, and what is it? Lychee,
I think.
The addition of Enigma hops for dry hopping adds more complexity with notes of Pinot Gris and Red Courant. Plenty of wheat and oats in the grain bill offer a delightfully fluffy body, and at only 15 IBUs, the hop flavor and aroma really shine through. The perfect tropical delight to accompany you on your warm weather activities. And we are recording this on 4th of July weekend, and it's going to be warm. Yeah. So I think that should suit us pretty nicely here. Yeah. So let's get that thing in the glass and give it a go.
All right, we'll just pretend we're opening it for the first time.
Good job.
Nice and light in color, a little hazy as the description would say.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty standard New England style haze to that beer.
Nice carbonation, nice head on it. So
good looking beer. Beach Bum. Alrighty. Get a little nose on the Beach Bum here. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some tropical characteristics to this. There's definitely like a brightness almost. Mm-hmm. The fruity characters are kind of coming through on the nose.
You know, with the amount of hops, you are getting a nice hop. It's subtle. It's a nice subtle, and I think, again, to your point, that kind of tropical, all those different fruits are kind of coming through, which adds a really nice balance to everything so far. Yeah,
really solid hop aroma on this, blended in with that kind of tropical note to the beer. But
I mean, on scent alone, it lives up to what it says on the back. You got all those different fruits, and with the amount of hops they put into it, but still it's not overpowering or overbearing.
Yeah, 100%. Agreed. Well, let's give it a go.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
There's definitely got more fruit on the nose you probably get in the palate. I'm not getting a ton. Mm-hmm. It's there. It's subtle. I just think with the amount they probably put in, there's not one that's overpowering the other one.
Yeah.
Definitely low on the IBU. There's not a lot of bitterness coming through. You do taste the hops, but it's not the bitterness coming through.
Yeah, there's a little bit more of a fruit character, I think, out the back end of this beer. I think to your point, front end of the beer you get kind of a decent little hop punch, I think, right on the front end, and then it kind of mellows out the back, and you kind of get that nice fruity hop character to it. It's good. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see, drinking this on a hot summer day. Yeah. Very refreshing style of beer.
Yeah, and especially for an IPA. IPAs don't tend to always be the most refreshing beers at times because of the hop bitterness punch that can come to it. But this one I would definitely say is one you can easily enjoy a few of out in the patio on a nice warm day or something.
Yeah, it's not majorly bitter at all. This is an easy drinker for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Putting this in Untapped, I'm probably going to give it around a 3.5. I think it's a really well-made beer. This is not quite my style, but I think it's well-made. I think it's really good, and it does hit the notes on the can. But I'm gonna probably go with a 3.5 on it.
I'm actually gonna completely agree. I think a 3.5 is a good score for this. When it comes to IPAs, I do like the New England or hazy IPA style more. I'm not gonna say I'm a little disappointed in this one because I was hoping for just a little bit more of a kind of a citrus punch to it, and it kind of lacks that, given the fruit that's given on it. But it's still a very drinkable, very good beer. Definitely would recommend. So
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. All right, so what do we got next?
All right, so up next we've got the Cafe Marron. I didn't even do it perfect, but it was closer than I think you were going to get it.
Absolutely.
So this is one that I know for a fact neither of us have tried.
Correct.
So this is an English-style brown ale that is brewed with coffee from Valentine Coffee Roasters here in Milwaukee. So they packed a whole bunch of coffee beans into this thing. It's an English-style brown. ABV comes in at around 6.7%, so getting a little bit further up there in comparison to what we got from the Beach Bum. I don't know that there's much else to say besides let's get it in the glass and give it a go.
All right, let's get this cracked open.
Well, brown ale. We haven't done many browns.
No.
It looks brown.
Yeah. Not much to say about it.
How funny would it be if it came out purple?
Be a little weirded out.
I'd still drink it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So good. Well, I was gonna say good carbonation, but apparently I just can't pour again.
It's that first beer.
Yeah.
Struggle bus.
So.
All right. The Cafe Marron. Alrighty. Let's get a little nose on the brown ale. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of coffee coming through. Mm-hmm. Nice. Almost like chocolatey.
Yeah,
so.
There's definitely a chocolatey sweetness to it, almost get like brownies or something.
That actually makes perfect sense.
But yeah, coffee notes coming through on the nose, definitely a sweetness there. But yeah, those are the primary notes on the nose. You don't get much else because the coffee is pretty prominent in this. Well.
All right.
Give it a go.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
That's really good.
Oh.
Like the coffee's there, but it's not. I was expecting a slightly more bitterness to this, and it's not all that bitter. It's actually a little sweet, which is really good.
You know, this one's for whatever reason, this one's a little bit closer to room temp too. It's a little bit warmer, and actually I think that suits this beer.
And brown ale is not an overpowering style of beer.
No.
It's got a distinct taste, but it's not. So the coffee really comes through in this nice way, where it really gets to shine and be, the star of the beer.
Yeah, the thing I really like about it is the coffee is there, but it's not crazy overpowering. It's just really tastefully done and well balanced.
If you like coffee with some cream,
yeah,
this is actually really good.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I mean, it kind of falls into that category. There's that sweetness behind it. I think, like you said, could be coffee cream or something like that. That type of sweetness to it, but it's just really, really solid.
This is really good. I really enjoy this.
And I know coffee and beers is hit or miss with people.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I enjoy because I'm a coffee fan. This is probably one of the better coffee beers that I've had, quite frankly.
I would completely agree. It's really well done. The coffee's there. Like I said, and we both said there's that nice creaminess to it. It's a light drinking beer too. It's not going to fill you up because I think most time you see coffee and beer, it's going to be stout and they're heavy and they're this one being a brown ale is a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. Kind of allows you to make it much more drinkable beer for everyone.
Yeah. So what do you give it?
So this one, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I didn't know what to expect out of this one. Very good. I'm gonna actually put this about 4 1/4. So.
That was what I was gonna say. So I'm just gonna go with that. That was my gut. This is gonna be the most boring episode ever, but 4.25. I mean, it's really good. It's like I said, it's one of the better coffee beers I think I've had. Really well put together, really well blended. I'm glad. I think this was a 4-pack.
Yes.
So I'm glad we've got a couple of extra ones of these too.
I'll be picking some up.
For sure.
It's really good.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Last but not least, what do we got?
So we got one of their staple beers. It's their coconut porter, which we were kind of talking before. It's really interesting that one of their staple flagship beers is actually a coconut porter, because it's not a very common style. But this one has hints of coffee, chocolate, some nuttiness, toasted coconut, and vanilla. Comes in at about 5.3% for ABV with about 35 IBU. But again, it's one of their flagship beers. This is one of the first ever beers I think they made. I think we were reading earlier. They kind of came out with their IPA, their amber, and I think this was like their third or fourth beer they ever did, and it's found everywhere. So.
Yeah, it's available year round. It's one of their staples. Honestly, when I think of City Lights, this is the beer that I think of. I really wasn't a big coconut porter fan until I tried this one, and I'm a pretty big fan of it. So let's try it here on the channel, but to do that, we got to put it in the glass.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's get it open.
Hooray, the coconut porter.
A nice dark in color, as you'd expect from a porter.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty, like you said, pretty interesting beer to be known for.
Yeah. They do it well. I mean,
looks solid. Nice creamy head.
Yeah.
Looking good. Alrighty, let's get a little nose here on the coconut porter. Oh, God,
coconut.
Yeah. Bam. I mean, it is prominent coconut on the nose. I forget sometimes how much coconut is in this beer. Especially on the nose. Big time. But it smells good.
Yeah, it's a very good smell. It is powerful. If you're not a coconut fan, you kind of have to get through that to enjoy this one.
Yeah.
But
it is the note, though.
yeah.
There's a little sweetness character behind it, but it's hard to pick out anything other than coconut on the nose of this. All right.
All right.
Here we go. Cheers, buddy.
You know, for as much coconut you get on the nose, it's very subtle on the palate. It's not punching in the face. It's not overpowering. The porter adds a nice little sweetness to it to kind of cut through it, but it's really good. I mean, it's tasty.
The front end of the beer, you kind of get a bitterness from the porter, like a roastiness. But I actually do get a lot of coconut through the mid to the back end of the beer. Like the coconut flavor is pretty prominent for me, kind of in that mid to back end of the beer, and it stays there the whole time. But with it, right, you get that roasty, toasted kind of character that you get out of a porter. And it plays so nicely together. Like coconut porters, in my opinion, are undervalued from a style perspective. It's just it works so well together. Now, I say that, and I will never eat an Almond Joy because I hate coconut.
I can't eat coconut.
But like in a beer like this, it's a different story. I don't know why.
Yeah, I completely get it. It's just I enjoy the taste of coconut. I think it's a texture thing for me.
Yeah,
but
it is weird.
That's besides the point. It's funny that you're getting a lot of coconut on the taste because I get so much on the nose. I expect more when I'm drinking it. And I just don't get a ton. And I say it in the sense where I'm kind of glad because to me it's nice and subtle, and it's definitely there. You get the taste notes, but it doesn't. Because I've had a couple coconut porters where it's just so much coconut. I'm like, I can't drink more than half of this.
It's interesting that you feel that way because I feel like it's like strong. Like I feel it's very strong in this beer. So that's an interesting kind of switch up in the take.
And this is like kind of one weird thing with we kind of talked about earlier how this is kind of an odd for a flagship beers because it's. It's 90 degrees outside right now, and to have a porter outside or in this type of weather kind of feels weird, but with the coconut, it adds a little bit of kind of tropicalness to this, where it actually kind of fits, and it works well year-round.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I have no problem drinking this. I mean, if it's 95 degrees out, I'm probably going with something closer to the IPA. But yeah, no, solid beer, available all year round, and you can find this around here everywhere. And it completes kind of the taste of the rainbow here that we have with all these different colored beers. So as far as a rating on this, we've had this many a times. I'm going to come in right where I came in, honestly, with the brown. I think this is one of the better coconut porters that I've had. I'm going to put it at 4 1/4. I think it's just a really, really well-made beer.
I got a little bit. I got a 4.
Okay.
I think it's.
Did you do that to change it up?
No, it's not to change it up. No, I just think it's not as good to me as the brown, and it's really just that if we're looking at these beers kind of in the line, it's really good. That brown was just so surprisingly good, to be honest with you. I couldn't give it the same score. But it's a very good beer. It's just, again, we keep going back to it, but it's such a fantastic thing that I can get anytime I want. I can go grab one.
Yeah, agreed. Well, good stuff. Glad we finally got City Lights here on the channel. I'm sure more to come from them as we continue to put out content here on the channel. If you like what you're seeing, check us out on the rest of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We are on YouTube here. If you've tried any of these beers or if you have thoughts on them, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. Stick around for more content as we continue through this summer here in Wisconsin. We will actually hopefully end up at some other venues other than just our basement here, or just the basement here. So we're hoping to bring some additional kind of content from, some local beer gardens and a few other things as we continue forward. So stay tuned. We've got more episodes coming, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
I can just point at you. And next we're drinking
Cafe Marron. You gotta say it with fire.
We say
What
as
was that?
dull
What
as
was
I
that?
possibly.
What was
Fire.
that?
Fire.
Oh, that's fire. Oh, Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
Fire.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Bless you, honey.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just redo the whole video.
All right, start over.